Do you love hiking but want to have a better feeling in your knees, your feet, and your hips? This yoga flow for hikers is for you. Lower body flow that integrates functional yoga and strength into the flow. This is one of the flows that we use to prepare our bodies on the 15-day yoga, trekking, and culture retreat in Nepal. If you are prepping for any kind of hiking in the mountains that involve uphill and downhill, this is going to be great for you. Grab a strap, a blanket, and 2 blocks if you have them. Stand in mountain pose. Rather than thinking stretch, 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 change your outlook and think strength first, then stretch. Even here, we're going to start by firing up our glutes by tearing the mat apart with our feet. Squeeze your legs apart from each other. Lift your kneecaps. Lift your glutes. And feel the power that's in your legs. From here, lift the arms up, big stretch. And then exhale your hands down, bend your knees, hinging at your hip. See if you can find a nice hip hinge without rounding your back. This will help your back. All right, fold forward. And grab your elbows. Let your head hang. Couple of deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last inhale. Relax your neck and exhale. From here, slowly roll up. Take your time. Reach up. All the way up. Exhale your hands down. Keep the power stance here. Basically think of, we're priming the joints before we go into more of the stretching. Okay, so stand on your right leg. I'm mirroring. Take your left foot and begin to roll the ankle. So have all of your weight on the right leg so you can focus on rolling the left ankle and then roll the other direction. All right, and then really point the foot a lot. If this hurts your toes, if you're super tight in your arch and it hurts your toes, find a block or something where you can actually really press the arch into it. All right, release out. Side 2, roll your foot in one direction and roll it in the other. A lot of knee and hip issues do originate from the feet, so we're going to make sure we take that out right away. All right, then place your feet on the floor, lift your toes, spread your toes, place the toes back down, and really push through the big toes, all the 10 toes. All right, now we're going to activate the shin muscles. So shin muscles, broadly speaking, are all of the muscles around here. Okay, so you have your tibialis anterior, you have your peroneus group, you have your calf muscles, and you have muscles underneath the calves that are instrumental in maintaining your arch. So just to prep your shins for hiking. Okay, so lift your heels. All right, if you need to hold on to something, please do. Come up on the tiptoes. And then I'm just showing you one side, but you could do this with both legs. Okay, so point and drop. Point, drop. Point, drop. As you will find out, this is not just stretching, right? It is very much strength building. So functional strength is a big part of the way I teach, and it has been the most effective component in my experience of teaching for 16 plus years. Okay, now you're going to start feeling this burn. And we're going to do side 2 since I just did side 1. All right, so point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. There are other words for point and flex here. They're anatomical, plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, but this is just for the anatomy nerds. All right, we're going to stretch the calves, and I'm going to show you from the back. Okay, so let your heels drop really far and see and feel the stretch here in the calf muscles. Shift your hips forward a little bit, tuck your tailbone down, and drop your heels. All right, now lift your heels one last time and drop them. Okay, good. Now we're going to do one more thing for the shins. Inner feet lifting, put them back down. Outer feet lifting, put it back down. One more on each side. All right, I think we've really done a good job on our feet. Let's go into our knees. Hiking can be quite challenging for the knees for various reasons. You might be too tight or too weak in the quads. Same with the hamstrings. So we're gonna do some of everything. We're gonna fire up all the sides, okay? So bend your knees, send your hips back, and take a moment and tear the mat apart with your feet. So we are, thinking about the hips here. Shift your hips further back. And pretend you were trying to straighten the knees. So if you were to actually let the knees straighten, it would look like this, right? So drag those feet forward. Anusara Yoga, this is an organic energy kind of thing to do, right? This will tighten your kneecap, which is a good thing if you're weak in your knees, okay? So if your quads are weak, this should feel better if you're really trying to activate, isometrically drag the feet forward, okay? So from here, stand up, reach up. One more squat, okay? So, or Utkatasana, chair pose, whatever you want to call it. Yogi squat or chair pose. Scrub the feet forward. All right, now scrub the feet backwards. Now we're getting into the backs of the legs. Also a culprit very often if we're quad dominant, right? So sit deeper, and then straighten the legs, reach the arms up, hands down. So you might start feeling some activation in the calves right now because we worked them earlier, right? And we're starting to feel a burn here. All of this is good for you, okay? So no worries if you're feeling tighter. We will take care of that in a minute. All right, now let's activate the back chain, all of this here. Grab a block and pin it. A lot of people get a cramp here immediately, so feel free to relax out, but then go back in if you can stand it. If this is too much, just pull the heel towards your hip and stay there for a moment. Otherwise, I'm gonna take this a little further. Take the leg back and forward, back and forward. 2 more times, back, forward, back, forward. All right, that's enough, side 2. Okay, so pin the block, feel the burn. So we're activating the backs of the knees to protect the knees from the back end. All right, so kick it back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. Good enough. One more thing for the hips, and then meld this all into how we do the yoga poses. Hip circles from here, okay? So go ahead and pour all your weight into your right foot, bend your left knee, turn your left knee out, and then take the leg back. I call this an arabesque. If you're in ballet, you'll know what I mean. It is just a nice scrolly shape. That's what the arabesque stands for. All right. What this is actually is activating the glute muscles. Okay, so glute max is important here. Glute max is the major player in keeping your knees safe when you're hiking. All right, so release out. One more time. Take it back and out. And let's do a full circle. Again, this should not be too distracting in terms of the balance. So no worries if you need to hold on to a wall. It's more important that you really get to focus on the glutes. What I'm feeling right now is I'm feeling it here, right? So that is a great side effect. It's the side hip, so glute med, glute min, that we're also training. I just reverse the circle. Reverse it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, I'm feeling it. So here, bend your left knee, move your left knee to the left. Okay, and then take it back, find your arabesque, feel the glute engagement here, and then speed it up. People ask me all the time about cracking. If you're hearing cracking, that's could be for various reasons. It's okay to, so don't worry unless it hurts. If the cracking hurts, I would back off of the movement. Reverse the hip circle. Okay, feeling it. All right, shake it out. Okay, so let's start warming up our hips. You can do this anytime before you go hiking. You don't need any of these props, but it is helpful if you already have them. Okay, tuck your back toe, right leg forward, left leg back. Now we're gonna stretch all the muscles that we just activated, okay? So draw everything together, pull everything towards the midline, internally rotate the thighs a little bit, all right? And then push through the outer feet and tuck your tailbone down, shift your hips forward until you feel a stretch through the back thigh. Lifting up, lift the arms overhead, and then bring the arms out to the side. Right, there's a whole neck and shoulder sequence for hikers as well, but this is taking care of it a little bit. Okay, so shifting forward. Now shift your hips back and lean forward. And it's okay if you're rounding your back. Warm up your entire body here with kneeling lunge with chest expansion here, or in yoga terms, this is Anjaneyasana, right? And this isn't. Okay, so there's no name really for this movement, except this is very similar to pyramid pose on the knee. All right, so from here, right foot out to the right, left knee out to the left. So you're in a ballet turnout, okay? So we're stretching the inner thighs, shifting forward and then backward. 2 more times. Nice. All right, again, go ahead and switch sides. Left leg forward, right leg back. Tuck your back toes. Squeeze everything towards the midline. Internally rotate the thighs. So that looks a little bit like this, pigeon toeing. What that does is it centers your hip joint, which is a good thing. Centers your femur bone, right? And then you got to engage your glutes. And the glutes are engaged when you create kind of a turnout, even if you don't actually let the legs go out like that. This will fire your glutes. Tuck your tailbone, shift your hips forward, feel the stretch. In this case, you would feel it right here. Okay, shift your hips forward, arms overhead, arms out to the side, and then shift your hips back, reaching the arms forward. Lowering your head will increase the stretch through the connective tissue. So feel that. Also, putting the heels down is, putting the toes down is interesting. It'll give you more stretch through the ankle. All right, let's do 4 or 5 like that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we just opened up our quads and our hamstrings. Turn your knees out. Now we're opening up our inner thighs, shifting side to side. Okay. This will also be a nice IT band, outer hip stretch when you're taking the hips back. All right, release. Stand up. So stand at the front of your mat, bend your knees, and lean onto your thighs. Root down through both feet. Pour all your weight into your right leg. Slide your left leg back. Make sure your legs are on train tracks, so make it not too narrow. This would be too narrow, and this is the train track, so more or less the middle of the groin. Lifting the back heel, bend your back knee. Come upright. And then this is your tailbone. Tuck it down between your legs. Extend the back leg so you feel a stretch here, reaching the arms. Grab your left wrist. Don't go over yet. It's quite a balance challenge, so really root down through both heels, even if this heel is up, right? So you're just trying to root down through the outer edge of the hip and then bend to the right. And then slowly come up. All right, from here, spin the back foot down and make sure you're wide enough in your legs and straighten your front knee. As you're straightening your front knee, try to keep your back flat. If your back is rounding a lot, please keep your knee bent and just work into finding a stretch here. All right, so we're using our Warrior One to open our hips, which is essentially what the purpose of that in yoga in the sun salutations is opening the fronts and the backs of our hip. Okay, reach the arms way up. Fire the back of the knee by pulling the front foot towards the back of the mat, maybe even lifting the front heel for a moment and really getting this super active, and put the heel back down and then press through the outer front heel to fire the glutes. Okay, reach up. Good. From here, lean forward, lift the back heel, spin the back heel down until you have an open, so-called open hip position. You should be feeling a stretch right here. Breathe here. What sometimes happens here is the hip hangs out to the side. Okay, so if that's the case, work on moving the knee, the front knee, towards the pinky toe side of the foot and seeing if you can tuck that hip back towards the back heel. All right, and then opening up. Now you can even check with this hand. Drop your sits bone here and warrior two. Good. 2 breaths in warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. Release tension out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, look at your front palm. Reach up. Reverse that warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Straighten your front knee and bend it 3 times. So here, this will prepare your joints for a lot of the motion. If you have steps that you're hiking on, this will be great. All right, now lean on your front thigh, top arm swinging by your ear. Breathe. Big side body, lengthening the side. Reach, and then come up. All right, from here, push from the hips down through both legs and up through the crown of your head. Nice, okay. Lean onto the front thigh and then move the back foot forward slightly and then straighten your front knee. Bring your feet parallel to each other and fold forward so you're facing the long edge of the mat. This is a big favorite. This is Prasarita Padottanasana. Forward, backward, forward, backward. Bend the knees, bring your hands to your hips, and please try to rise with a flat back, just like that. Nice. Okay, switch sides. Okay, so you're gonna start at the front of your mat, pour all your weight into your left foot, take the right leg back. Okay, and reach the arms up. Bend your back knee. Internally rotate your thighs. You do want to root the femur bones back into the hip sockets, so soften your groins here. And then find your glutes, so externally rotate your thighs. Find a nice tall warrior one. So warrior one is back heel on the floor. If this hurts your back, it's probably because you have tight quads, in which case either lean forward or, even better, lift the back heel, point the tailbone down, and re-straighten the back leg so that you can start lengthening this area here. Breathe. And then slowly release. Drag the front foot towards the back of the mat. Lift your front heel. Lower it. Good, and then open up into this warrior two position. Okay, so you're moving your entire pelvis on the front leg. Squeeze everything towards the midline, activating your inner thighs, and then squeeze everything out, press out, activating your outer thighs. Press from the hips down and up to give your nice upright position, which is also very important for hiking, right? And then reverse your warrior. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Nice. All right, release. Lean on your front thigh, top arm by your ear. Big stretch here. And then come on back. Breathe. Straighten your front knee. Bring your feet parallel. One more forward fold. Let your head hang. Bend your knees. Go ahead and come up. Okay, bend your knees. And we're really trying to really fire up these muscles that will help you with the hiking, right? So when you're hiking downhill, for example, you want to actually be kind of kicking this way, kicking the feet forward here, like that. All right, now lift your heels, put them back down. Now drag the feet towards the back of the mat. So you're activating all sides. Sit further back, reach the arms up. Ooh, and exhale, fold forward. Let the tension drain out of your body.
Exhale deeply. Good. From here, go ahead and come on down.
Show you my favorite twist. And this is your right leg, okay? So bend the right knee and lower it. And you might need to be sitting on something, okay? So if your knee is way up, please sit on something. All right, from here, either put this left foot right here by the shin, which is more accessible, or if it's available to you, hook that foot over. This is where it gets into a nice piriformis stretch. All right, so find whatever position works for you, this or this. Take this hand and pull gently at the knee. So you're pulling the knee this way, and the knee is resisting that way. So this is your left knee. You can lean back. What we're trying to feel is something here, okay? So we activated the glutes, now we're stretching them. Again, you can take it further. And then slowly begin to pull the twist into your spine. So lean back a little bit. Engage your core, pull your belly button towards your spine on the exhale. On the inhale, lift your ears over your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and then gently twist. On my hikes, on my treks, twists are people's favorite. People really, really need the twists after a couple of hours of hiking, you know, before we have lunch. Twist your neck as well. That's a big part of it. And then release. Yeah, so you do want to counteract the effects of having, even if it's just a day pack, like the ones we use in our Nepal trek, it does get, you know, kind of heavy after a while. So the twists are really great for counteracting the kind of the forward hunch and the tension of the weight on your back. Okay, so side two, shin or knee. And, so you might need a little bit of a moment here to settle in. So we get pretty tight, and so give yourself some time. Anusara yogis, this is a nice moment to practice muscular energy in the form of drawing the leg bone back into the hip socket. So it is a nice, you're pulling the knee towards your hip. Yeah, so really plugging that leg bone into the hip socket, and then begin to turn. Use your exhale to deepen this. Relax your jaw, roll your shoulders back, turn your head, and then slowly come out. Make sure you take a moment and really you're pulling at the knee and the knee is resisting out. So you feel it deep in here. So that this stretch, ideally you would be feeling it deep under the glute max, okay, piriformis area. Good. Okay, let's grab the strap. So lie on your back. Oh, yeah, this is good. I just got a really good pop into my back, right? So take your feet as wide as your mat. Drop your knees left to right. Massage your lower back. Nice. And then begin to lasso your right foot with the strap. Keep the left knee bent. Keep the right knee bent even, and use your right hand to press the right thigh away from you. From here, draw the leg towards you, and please try to keep this area here, the upper butt cheek, on the floor. So if this is happening, bend the knee and see if you can relax a little bit so that this part is on the floor. So lower sacrum should be on the ground. And then bend and straighten the knee a few times. Point and flex the foot as you're doing this. Okay, so pointing and flexing the foot will give you a nice stretch here through the calves and into the hamstrings. Rest in the present moment. So allow your mind to help your hamstrings to let go, right? So there's this permission to release, but no pressure. You don't want to put yourself in fight or flight by pulling too hard. All right, now turn the toes in and out a few times. Okay, side two. Lasso the left foot And bend both knees for a moment and push the femur bones away. So this is the femur bone, this is the head of the femur bone. You're pushing it away from you. Oh, this is great. This feels great. Even pushing the thigh in this way, this is muscular energy as well, will give you a nice stretch through the hamstrings. Bend and straighten this knee a few times. 1, 2, 3. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. All right, release. Turn your leg in and out. Why? The reason we do this is to target all three hamstrings. All right, okay, release. Last thing that I always like doing for people is having them in a bridge pose. So this will help you with your lower back. So relax your back for a moment, just kind of wiggle a little bit. Now bend your knees, put your feet, bring your heels close to you and lift your hips. Roll your shoulders under, interlace your fingers, lift up. If this hurts your back, lower your hips a little bit and lengthen your tailbone. So nice long tail towards the backs of your knees. Creating space in your spine. Interlace your fingers more if possible. Lift your chin a little bit. And on the exhale, release everything out. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to spend 60 seconds here in corpse pose. Very important to not skip this if you can, right? If you have a chance to lie down, this is great. So even as you're just about to embark on some walking or hiking journey of your own, allow yourself to be present enough to relax here. So you're not walking yet, and really allow your nervous system to recalibrate here. Feel the breath moving in through your nose, expanding your chest, and out through your nose. From here, you can keep your eyes closed and just begin to deepen your breath and move your fingers and your toes, your wrists, your ankles, and then make your way onto kind of roll over to your side. Okay. So breathe here. And then make your way into a seated position of your choice. That does not have to be the Sukhasana. It can also be you're sitting on a block, like this. Or you're sitting with one knee up and one knee down. Okay, so find a comfortable position here. Find your seat. And prime yourself for an upright position here. Okay, and just feel into your legs that you've really treated today. Bring your hands together in front of your heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And namaste.